Hey, it's Rich. Welcome back. I just finished week 59 on Wegovy. I took this week's shot just a few minutes ago. So far, so same, right? I've been having a problem for quite a while now on just kind of sliding sideways, not losing a lot of weight, not gaining a lot of weight, maybe inching up a little bit as I go, which is the wrong direction. And I want to talk about that a little more. I think I talked last week that I had increased my dosage to 1.7. I took the third of four of the pens, so I'm in week 3 at that dosage. And I'm still having a pretty hard time with it. I'm still having upset stomach. I've been taking other things to help me not be constipated, but that's also one of the side effects is an upset stomach. So it seems to be related. I see my clinician at the end of this week, and so I'm going to talk to her about what we should do and whether we should go down in dosage or whether I should just uh, deal with it for a little more, see what happens. I don't know. So I'll tell you next week what I find out. This week I wanted to talk a little bit about just the whole why is it that I just seem to be sliding sideways instead of going forward? And if you live in the northern climates, you know what it's like when you're driving and all of a sudden you're not going in the direction you want to go, and it can be quite irritating and frustrating and a little bit scary. So I do a lot of online review. I don't want to say research because it's not at that level. I'm just watching what other people say. I'm reading some of the articles that they're pointing out, and I say, yeah, that sounds good. And I have no idea if they're actually exactly what my situation is or not. Again, I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just talking about my experiences. One of the things that I ran across recently, but it was actually a couple of years old now, was a doctor who's talking about the step 3 and the step 5 trials for semaglutides, Wegovy and Ozempic, talking about the rapid weight loss for a while, and then the plateauing out, and then the gradual gain back of the weight loss, even though people are taking the drug and they're following what they believe is a pretty strict diet. That kind of describes me. So in the step 3 trial, and I'll put links to it in the description so you can jump to them directly and read them. But my best understanding is that it was a 12-month trial, and that 30, 40 weeks people did really well. They compared it against the placebo. You'll see a graph here pretty quick showing that against the placebo, they lost a lot of weight. And then about the 35th, 40th week, generally people started gaining a little bit back, and they started the gradual gain back, not all of it, but some of it. And if they went off the drug, they gained like 60, 80, maybe even 100% back or more. That would be my fear, is that every time I go on a diet, I gain more when I stop, and I can't do that again. So that was the 12-month study. They did another study that was a 2-year study, or 104 months, and pretty much the same result. At about week 68, people really just stopped losing weight, and then started slowly gaining it back. I don't know why these drugs apparently have a limited duration of effectiveness on weight loss, maybe a little bit better on stopping the weight regaining. So I have to find out more, but I am curious about something that I know that I have been uh, uh, good about my diet, but there's times when I say, "Oh, I deserve that," or "Oh, that's not that big a deal," and I eat a little more than what I normally would eat if I was strictly following the diet. So that I deserve it, not the I desert it, but I deserve it syndrome, I think, is sneaking in. I don't know. I know at work, when there's a central location where people put out either leftovers from a team party, which is cake or muffins or anything like that, and food like that, or they'll bring in something from home that they just want to get rid of. Halloween candy is a big one of those. So and normally I would have just walked by, but I find myself partaking now, and it's actually more effort to not partake. I don't want to waste this opportunity, and I'm going to be talking with my clinician about that this week. Is that I feel like I'm wasting it now. I feel like I'm taking a very expensive drug and I'm not getting the benefit, and I'm not doing everything I need to do. So I'm doubling down on things. And this week, I'm actually going to try buying my food. I don't want to do that long term. That's not my intent. But my curiosity is if I get a set of food from a company that says it's this many calories and this many fats and this many whatever the macros, and if I lose weight, then I know that something is sneaking in that I claim it's not. And I know I'm not actively cheating, but I wonder if I'm passively cheating. So we'll see. Anyhow, let's talk about some fun stuff. What do you get when you cross an elephant and a rhinoceros? What do you get when you cross an elephant and a rhinoceros? Elefino. Little kids will love that one because they feel like they're getting away with something, right? How about this? I talked a couple of weeks ago that I talked about my dad who is passed now, and he was always giving some good advice. I wish I would have listened to him more. And you may say, about what? And I says, I don't know because I wasn't listening. All right, that's enough of that. This week, I actually lost a couple of pounds. I lost 2 pounds. That brings me to 86 pounds down. Again, I'm just kind of going up and down a little bit, so I can't claim great success, but at least I didn't gain. And we will talk to the clinician this week, and we'll see what's going to happen. I'll talk to you next week.